I want to share with you 7 business loans for bad credit, instant approval with flexible repayment terms. So if you're interested in this review, here is a list I want you to pay attention to right now. Number 7, we have Backed. Our score, 8.7 over 10. So when you think about Backed, I want you to think about a lender that's very generous, very competitive. So here you have loan amounts that go from $5,000 all the way to $750,000. There are cases where they can actually approve you for up to $2 million. This is really fantastic. And the first thing I want you to do is if you're interested in a backed sort of business loan, you first want to give them a call. So they are available at 737-256-7458. The number once again is 737-256-7458. What we love about backed in general is that even though the APR is kind of high, you're looking at 15% all the way to 30%, you can actually be funded in one business day. And we're talking about a business lender that has that gives you like their approved bad credit. So if you have a credit that starts at around 400, they will a FICO score that starts around 400, they will approve you, and not a problem at all. And but the term is kind of limited. The repayment term, the window, goes from 6 months to 12 months. So you're not having a long-term loan with long-term business loan with backed. They are capping you at 1 year. Okay. So what are the pros and cons here? When you think about backed, I want you to think about fast funding. That's really great. They have flexible repayment terms, and they have a soft credit check. So you have the ability to pre-qualify. You can see how much you can qualify for without an impact on your credit score through a backed website. What are the cons that we don't like with backed? Well, sometimes they have not sometimes they usually have potentially high fees. And so backed is kind of new in the lending space. They haven't been around for a while now, but we will see how they will actually operate. And they do require a business bank account to actually work with you. And on top of that, you have to repay the loan in daily, weekly, or bi-weekly payments, depending on the loan you choose. Okay, you can even opt for a buy now, pay later option with 0% APR if repaid within 90 days. So this is really great. So overall, we love backed a lot. They want you to be in business for 1 year. And they want you to have minimum business annual revenue of $100,000. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. We're having a quick convo with you about business loans for bad credit, instant approval with flexible repayment terms. Number 6, we have Fora Financial. Our score, 8.9 over 10. So when you think about Fora Financial, I want you to think about a lender that's really great in terms of repayment features, okay? And you have a lender that's also very flexible. So basically, you can borrow from $5,000 all the way to $1.5 million. So this is really great. You're looking at a lender that's very generous. We love this a lot. You have flexible repayment terms. The repayment window, it goes from 6 months all the way to 16 months. So 6 to 16. So you can see that they're not giving you like 5 years either. So very short term, but the interest rate starts at 10%. And this is really good. So you have fast funding. You can be funded within 24 hours. We have seen people actually get funded within 18 hours. So the possibilities are there. So what are the pros and cons? Let's quickly talk about that. So when you think about Fora Financial, again, this is a business loan for bad credit, instant approval with flexible repayment terms. You are looking at a business loan that's open to credit scores as low as 500. You can be pre-approved with soft credit pull. This is really great. And prepayment discounts are available. Fantastic. What about the cons here? Well, there are cases where Fora Financial will charge you an origination fee of 2.5% all the way to 12.5%. Okay, you have potentially higher rates in terms of APR, and you have a short repayment terms. As I said, we're looking at 6 months all the way to 16 months. So this is what it is. So when we talk about Fora Financial, think about loans that are open to small business owners with credit scores of 500 and in business for at least 6 months. Okay, and funds can be received within 24 to 72 hours. But again, just keep in mind that repayment terms are short, requiring daily or weekly payments. Origination fees vary and can be higher than other lenders. So it is what it is. For us, Fora is a great lender. You get the cash real fast. They're not really going to bother you with a lot of questions. You get the cash real fast. Minimum time in business, 3 months. Minimum business annual revenue, it can be actual or projected, $120,000. So just fantastic. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about business loans for bad credit, instant approval with flexible repayment terms. Number 5, we have Credibly. Our score, 9/10. When you think about Credibly, I want you to think about a lender that actually will take care of you in terms of the loan amount. We're looking at $25,000 all the way to $400,000, and you can be funded within 24 hours. We have seen people actually get funded within 16 hours. So the possibilities are there. They're really fast too. And in our view, Credibly is great for fast pre-qualification. So again, you want to go like in terms of FICO score, by the way, though, they will start looking at you at 550. That's the minimum here. And what I want to say here is that you have loan amounts that go from 25 grand to $400,000, as I said before. The terms, let's talk about the terms. You're looking at 3 to 15 months. So 3 to 15 months, it's still okay. The APR starts at 11% and goes all the way to 28%. Okay. But you get very fast funding, 1 business day, not a problem. Let's quickly go through the pros and cons of Credibly here. And so Credibly is pretty credible when it comes to the potentially low repayment, the potentially high repayment discount that they give you if you pay early. So they have an early repayment discounts. Okay, you can pre-qualify in as little as 10 minutes, and funds will come in 1 day. So those are really great. What about the cons here? Well, the thing we don't like about Credibly is that even though it's really great, all fantastic, everything, it's not available right now in all the 50 states. They are only available in a couple of states. I mean, we know that they're constantly expanding the list of states where they're available. The thing is that, you know, banking happens at the state level in this country. So you gotta be you gotta receive a state license to start issuing business loans and personal loans. So, you know, it is what it is. And another thing is that you have a high minimum revenue requirements and you have a high minimum borrowing amounts. So what I want to say is that with Credibly right now, it's important to understand that you are going to. By the way, I said it's available in 13 states. No, it is unavailable. It's unavailable. So Credibly is unavailable in 13 states. So those states are Colorado, Delaware, Georgia, Minnesota, Montana, Nevada, New Jersey, North Dakota, Oklahoma, Oregon, South Dakota, Texas, and Vermont. So Credibly is not available in those states. So they're available in all the other 37 states and the district, the Washington, D.C., but they're not available in those 13 states that I just mentioned. So it's just important to know all of these things. Number 4, we had Triton Capital. Our score, 9.3/10. So the thing we love about Triton Capital is that you have a very generous lender. And again, we're speaking about business loans for bad credit, instant approval with flexible repayment terms. So Triton Capital, what we love about Triton Capital is that, first of all, 9.3/10, that's a ranking. This is a lender that's great for low payments. So you are approved from $10,000 all the way to $500,000. This is just fantastic. Okay. And so we are looking at here, the Triton Capital is more generous in terms of the repayment window. So they let you repay the loan from 12 months all the way to 60 months. So this is really cool. And the APR starts at 5.99%. So this is really good. So Triton will work with you, not a problem. So you can be funded within 1 business day. This is really cool also. So you have the flexibility to get your cash real fast. Okay. And let me quickly walk you through the pros and cons of Triton. So pros, you have fast access to funds. You have low starting rates. And you also have a payment guarantee. So this is kind of cool if you are trying to stabilize things on the financial side for your business. What about the cons here? The maximum rates are kind of high based on our analysis. It can go all the way to 35.99%. You have a high annual revenue requirements in some cases, and you have potentially high fees. So this is one thing we actually. But so the thing is that with Triton Capital, they will approve you with a FICO score that goes from 500 all the way to 600. I mean, this is a nationally available lender, so that's not a problem at all. What I want to say here is that overall, Triton Capital wants you to have minimum annual revenue that starts at $100,000 and can go all the way to $500,000. Okay, so this is why a lot of small businesses don't want to do business with them. But the thing is that they approve you real fast. So Triton is really cool in terms of approving you real fast. And one thing, and they want you to be in business for at least 2 years. So just have that in mind also. And one thing I also want to say is that overall, Triton, in our view, is really, I mean, the reason why they have a higher requirements for business revenue is because they give you a longer repayment window. Think about it. They give you 12 months all the way to 60 months. So that's why they want to really mitigate risk here. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about business loans for bad credit, instant approval with flexible repayment terms. Number 3, we have Imperial Advance. Our score, 9.5 over 10. So when you think about Imperial Advance, you are looking at a lender that gives you $5,000 all the way to $500,000. So that's really the delta you have to look at. You have a constellation of loan programs for bad credit, instant approval with flexible repayment terms. In terms of FICO, Imperial wants you to have minimum 500. That's where they actually will start looking at your application. And we recommend that if you are interested in doing business with Imperial, you want to first give them a call. That way they will explain everything to you. They'll give you the latest and the greatest and everything you need to understand. So they are available Monday through Friday, 9 to 6 p.m. Eastern. And the number is 1-888-633-2083. 1-888-633-2083. So this is kind of cool. And we're looking at $5,000 to $500,000. And the interest rates goes from 19% to 45%. And you can be funded within two business days. And in terms of terms, in terms of the repayment window, you're looking at 1 year to 1 month to 12 months. So it's really it's really short. But hey, listen, it is what it is. And so let's quickly go through the pros and cons of this program. So the pros here is a lender that actually welcomes startups. So Imperial is really great with startups. We love that a lot. You have multiple repayment options, and you can be eligible for new funds in 1 to 2 months. So this is really great. If you maintain a positive repayment history with Imperial, they can give you more lending. Like they could open up for you more lending programs. What about the cons here? Well, it is kind of difficult to, the transparency is not their forte, so it's difficult to find information online. Rates may be high, and they don't report to credit bureaus. Now, we are able to glean information through our own contacts and also our own insider contacts within Imperial. But overall, this is a business loan worth considering. They want you to be in business for at least 6 months, and the minimum business annual revenue, $100,000. So this is just fantastic. Number 2, you have Funbox, our score, 9.7 over 10. So Funbox is really great when it comes to a line of credit that's really flexible. Okay, again, I'm speaking to you about business loans for bad credit, instant approval with flexible repayment terms. Here with Funbox, you are looking at a minimum FICO score of 535 all the way to 600, So 535 to 600. Okay, and so the approval amount goes from $1,000 all the way to $150,000. The repayment terms, we're looking at 3 to 6 months. So very short. Now, Funbox will give you a line of credit, but also a loan. It really depends on how you apply. But the interest rate starts at 4.66%. And so you have the ability to have fast funding within 1 business day. So this is really wonderful. What are the pros and cons here? Pros, you have fast access to funds, minimum credit score that goes from 535 to 600, and they are only asking you about $100,000 in annual revenue. So, it is still flexible. It is still decent. What about the cons here? Well, you do have short repayment periods, as you can see here, 3 to 6 months, and you can't build the business credit with Funbox. And the whole thing may come with high rates. So this loan from Funbox is great if you're looking for a short-term loan, like a very, very short-term loan for a specific business purpose. Let's say you want to seize a business opportunity, or you want to finance your working capital. and you're not able to get a business line of credit, you just want to get a business loan. That way you can actually get the cash real fast. So because we're speaking about maximum limit of $150,000 with the repayment terms of 12 or 24 weeks. Okay, and so basically just expect to have a weekly repayments to a Funbox. So they'll set you up in such a way that instead of paying them on a monthly basis, they want you to pay them on a weekly basis. So, there has to be an impact on your liquidity, of course, to make sure that you are good to go. But I just want to remind you, in terms of minimum business annual revenue, we're speaking about $100,000, and the minimum time in business, the requirements is 6 months. So those are the minimums you have to abide by. And FICO score 535 all the way to 600. But if you do this, you are good to go. Not a problem at all. Number 1, you have PayPal. Our score 9.9 over 10. So when you think about PayPal, you have a great business loan for bad credit, instant approval with flexible repayment terms. And PayPal wants you to have a FICO score that actually starts at 525. Okay, and in terms of minimum business annual revenue, $15,000. You got to be in business for 3 months. So this is really good. Okay, this is really good. And what we love about PayPal is that this is a nationally recognized lender. I mean, they're not a lender per se, but they're a payment processor, but they're still a great lender, and they're very generous. So you have a constellation of loans. You have loans that range from $5,000 all the way to $100,000, and this is for first-time borrowers, and you also have up to $150,000 for repeat borrowers. Now there are cases where we have seen PayPal approving all the way to $500,000. So you can use the cash for a lot of things. You can use the cash for working capital, and you can use the cash for also inventory. You can use the cash for a lot of things, and you have fast funding, like 1 business day, totally possible, not a problem. So let's quickly go through the pros and cons of this PayPal business loan for bad credit, instant approval with flexible repayment terms. So pros: you have really super fast funding. You have no credit score requirements in most cases. And this loan is open to no business owners. So we love this flexibility a lot. What about the cons here? Well, you have short repayment terms. This loan is available if you want a larger loan amount. You have to be a PayPal user. If not, you are actually restricted to $150,000. What I'm trying to say is this loan is open to PayPal users and non-PayPal users. Not a problem. Okay, but this loan is not available in every state though, so be aware of that. So again, loans range from $5,000 to $100,000 for first-time borrowers, and up to $150,000 for repeat borrowers. So those are things you need to be aware of. But overall, PayPal is a great lender. They actually tend to approve people real fast, and you can get your cash within 24 to 48 hours. And you can be approved. And then it takes about 1 or 2 days to actually get the cash into your account. So this is like really, really, really great. I want to quickly acquaint you with our loan evaluation approach. So we have a method on this show when it comes to evaluating, categorizing, and listing business loans for bad credit, instant approval with flexible repayment terms. Check this out. All right, let's quickly recap here. Number 1, we have PayPal, 9.9 over 10. Number 2, we have a Funbox, 9.7 over 10. Number 3, we have Imperial Advance, 9.5 over 10. Number 4, you have Triton Capital, 9.3 over 10. Number 5, we have Credibly, 9 over 10. Number 6, we have Fora Financial, 8.9 over 10. And number 7, you have Backed, our score, 8.7 over 10. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. God bless you. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.